The other week I was in sunny Greece, taking a week off from my business and spending time with my better half. And during that week off, it gave me the chance to fully reflect on this crazy journey that I've taken over the last decade. And it really made me think about what advice I would give my 18-year-old self. And that is exactly why I've created this video. I record this because I'm now 31 years of age. Geez, I'm old. But I wouldn't have believed the position that I'm in today in terms of happiness, business, and property if you had told me this back when I was 18, let alone even when I was 25 years old. And I think you can truly change your life around within just a matter of years. And I'm proof of that. And I've pretty much documented this since 2019 on YouTube. But I want to make sure that I share some of my beliefs and lessons that have helped me get here. So in this video, I want to share 3 pieces of advice. Number 1 is to pick something and focus 100% on it. Okay, not 4 things, and see which one does the best. Otherwise you'll just have, 4 average businesses or 4 average ideas. So pick one idea and be hyper focused on it. Now, this is the hardest thing to do because there is so much distraction in this world, and because one of the most common pieces of advice that we receive in life is to, spread your risk, play it safe and have multiple streams of different incomes. And I really believed this was the case for many, many years. But looking at where I've had most of my success and where my friends have seen most of their success, and just by looking at the most well-known and successful people in this world, well, you're going to see a common trait. And that is during the first 5, 10 or 15 years of their career or their business, they have placed 100% focus and belief into maybe like one idea or one business or one career. So for me, this focus has always been property, and it is still property. You could actually argue that, well, I'm not here living off of a property portfolio because yes, I have multiple properties, but I am also living off of an income that comes from a business. But well, you guessed it, that business is all around the property space. So although I do have different streams of income, I am all in on the one thing, which is property. And going back to when I was working full-time in sales and I was doing property investing on the side, I did get results, but I got a small amount of them because I got results that were comparable to the level of time that I was able to put into property. So for anyone watching this that doesn't have dependents or doesn't have a large amount of liabilities, this is probably your wake-up call, okay? You need to grab the bull by the horns and you just need to go for it, because you will never have such an opportunity like that in front of you again, probably for the rest of your life. Whereas for those of you that do have dependents, yes, it's going to be more difficult. You can't just quit your job and you can't just start doing property for 12 hours a day, or you can't reduce your outgoings as easily. But you can reduce your distractions and you can get something started on the side. So stop trying to do work, have a family, do e-commerce, do Amazon FBA, do property all at once. Just pick one side option and give it your full focus. And you will definitely see a far greater return, far enlarged gains from picking one thing and going for it. And the second piece of advice that I wanted to give my 18-year-old self is to pick a solid reason why. Okay, people say that you need to know what is your why as such. Okay, and it sounds a bit woo-woo, but why do they say that? There is a reason. And in fact, whenever a friend of mine, someone in my circle sets a new goal, I'll often push back on them and I'll say, why do you want that goal? Okay, does the reason that they tell me make sense? And is there a deep meaning? And is there a meaningful enough reason that they'll actually pursue this goal relentlessly? And that's exactly why you need to know your reason why, okay? Some days you'll want to do this stuff. You'll wake up and you'll have a relentless drive and it will just feel easy. But some days you'll wake up with a cold or with a headache, or you'll be stressed and you're a bit overwhelmed. If you don't have that deep-rooted and meaningful outcome, then there's a chance you'll just give up or you'll put it to the side, okay? And it's the same for anything. Your job, your finances, your fitness, whatever it is, you need to know why you want that outcome and what the outcome looks like. So your why is very, very important. People just make it sound boring or too fluffy when talking about it in videos, in meetings, or what have you. When thinking of my why, I like to think of best and worst case outcomes. Okay, what if I'm sitting here, I'm 60 years old, and I am working for someone else's business. I'm doing something I don't like for long hours and just for £2,500 a month at the age of 60, questioning, why am I doing this? Okay, that's one outcome. Or the other outcome for me could be, well, actually imagining my life completely different to that. a life of abundance where I live in the south of France and I get up and I walk down to the local coffee shop every morning. I read the finance section of a local paper. I spend my mornings reviewing my investment portfolio. I spend my afternoons raising money to donate to charities that I actually really care about. So basically, I live an interesting and impactful life. So which version of that life would you like? I know which one I would prefer. What's your why, and what does your outcome look like? And that's something I'd really push on, I'd really emphasize on my 18-year-old self. The third piece of advice that I'd give my 18-year-old self, the young lad I was, would be to increase your goals, okay? 18-year-old me was an apprentice on a salary of £100 per week, which seems like an absolute joke when I look back on it now. A, because, well, obviously £100 is absolutely nothing, but B, because I was an apprentice estate agent. You know, have you ever heard of such a thing? I don't think I had until obviously I started the role. But working hard for small amounts of money really taught me a lot at that age. And at 18 years old, £400 a month seemed really good. At 21 years old, £2,500 a month seemed really good. And then at 30, £10,000 a month seemed really good. And you progress and you progress and you progress. An 18-year-old version of me could never have imagined earning over, let's say £10,000 in a single month until I met someone that had done it. And then that belief became real, because once I believed it could be done and I'd seen it could be done, well, then it became one of my goals, and I truly, truly believed it was possible. So raise your goals and raise your expectations from life, as well, you might just hit them. But this isn't just about your income, okay? Raise your property goals, raise your career goals, raise your family experience and holiday goals, because we all just want to live the best life possible, surely. No one's getting rich off of owning 2 buy-to-lets, and therefore, if that is your goal, you need to maybe rethink and increase your property goals. And same for everything else I just mentioned. But I'm not here to tell you, what to do or what to aim for. That comes down to your own why and your own goals. But aim high, as you never know, you might just go on and hit it like I feel like I have. So those are the 3 pieces of advice that I would share with my 18-year-old self, and hopefully people watching this can really resonate with it. As always, I just want to share the love for the people watching these videos. You are the reason that I'm doing this and I've gone on to do what I've done. So thank you for watching. As always, look forward to seeing you in a future video.